CC, the CEO, wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder. I can teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Constance Carter. Does my mic sound nice? Check one. Does my mic sound nice? What's up? Listen, I love the way you guys are so loyal and you guys be in there and y'all be waiting on the sister. I love it all. So, I am so unprepared. No, you don't. I'm not even gonna do that. Okay. Me and Tierra was back here still trying to get our lives together. That's why we like 2 minutes late, because we still try to get our lives together so that we can be live and talking to you. And my day started a little bit late because I went to the grocery store this morning. Anybody, in the DMV today, we were supposed to get like 10 inches of snow, supposedly, but that was like a few days ago. And I've been trying to get to the grocery store like all week. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Y'all good? Y'all good? Y'all good? Okay. So I went to the grocery store this morning, and so I got a little bit of a late start. Okay, just by virtue of going to the grocery store this morning. So I'm about 2 minutes late in starting, but I've been looking at what's going on in what's happening politically, and of course I always try to bring some things that I think are going to be valuable to you and figure out how we can maneuver around what's going on. And it's some shit that's brewing right now. And you know what, Dad, I'm gonna let you know right now, because I'm pretty pissed off. If you watching, Dad, you might as well turn it, because I'm gonna be cussing today, Daddy. I'm gonna be cussing today. I got in trouble on Sunday, y'all, because my dad said, he was like, "You a Christian. You shouldn't be out there cussing." And I like, "Dad, but I need to just put emphasis on my words." And he's like, "No, it's not good. Don't nobody want to hear that. You be doing good until you start cussing." And so I was like, "Okay, Daddy, I'm sorry. I'll be getting verbally lashed by my dad." But today I'm really kind of pissed off to the highest festivity. So I'm going to be cursing today because I just seeing what they're doing to people like you and me. And, every time something happens to the American consumer, it happens even worse to Black people. And so it's a war on the American people from the oligarchy that is now that the American people have voted into office, if they really did. But even before we start our conversation, I like to shout you out. I love it when you come in. I love it when you talk back to me. And I love it when you talk Black to me. Please. So wherever you're watching from, the routine. If you're here every day, put it in the comments, because I want to shout you out. I want to put you on the screen, and I love engaging. This is a dialogue and not a monologue. So I absolutely love engaging with you. Tierra, my good girlfriend, is here. She loves engaging with you. We love the interaction, right? So this is good. This is welcome. Even if you don't agree with the things that we say, we still love for you to interact. We still love it. Last week, a couple of weeks ago, we had my good girlfriend, April Sampay, on here. And I love April. April is one of my closest friends. And y'all, somebody called her a coontress. And so, believe me, I don't want you on here calling me names for no reason, but we don't take it serious. Like, I don't trip off of people calling me names or whatever. I think it's all good, because y'all don't know me personally. So whether you like me or hate me, you really don't know me, personally, unless you know me personally. And I'm okay, but I just love to engage with you, right? So put in the comments, put where you're watching from. The other thing, remember, the only way that we're going to get through, because in 2017, I don't know if you saw my TED Talk. It's called Google That Shit. And I talked about how in the year 2053, there was an article in Forbes. And also there was a study done that said by the year 2053, Black median wealth is going to be at zero. And white median income and their net worth continues to excel, our net worth is declining. And of course, there's a lot of systemic reasons why that's happened. They say that it's our fault, that we need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. But if you've watched me, consistently, that there have been systematic issues, racism that has been put in place that has stopped Black people from forging forward. I've showed you different affluent neighborhoods where they've either gentrified or they've had this urban renewal program or they've done eminent domain. I showed you where we've had predatory lending. Every time we try to take 2 steps forward, they push us 10 steps backwards. So even in spite of all of these things, 43% of us are homeowners, right? And so we know that it's not because of us. We know it's the powers that be. Now, do we have not great spending habits? I think so, because it's like every time we try to we get a little bit of money, we like to show it. Some of us do, right? Some of us are very responsible with our money. I think most of the people that I know, a lot of the people that I know are very responsible. What we see that's exacerbated in the media is not the norm. But we got to start working together. We cannot let them tell us what the narrative is. We need to put the narrative out there of who we really are. We've bought into the lies that have been told to us about who we are for so long. We're lazy. How are we lazy? Oh, because we stopped working for you for free. Oh, that's when we became lazy. Okay, we're animals. How are we animals when we've been the one that are brutalized? How is that? How is the victim? How do you make the victim into the person who does all the brutality? So those are the lies that have been put out there, the propaganda that's been put out there about Black people. But we know the truth. Okay, so the only way that we're going to be insulated from anything, all of those things, is if we start doing for self, become self-sufficient and independent, and we start practicing collective economics like these other communities do. Hispanics practice it, Asians practice it, Indians practice it, Jewish people practice it, even white people practice it. We're the only community where our dollars leaves our community within 6 hours of us getting it. So now we got to be really intentional about how we spend our money, because there's an attack against us, Black people. There is an overall attack against us that they are coming for you. And so the only way that we can be shielded is if we start working together. We create our own, and this is what we're going to talk about today. We create our own economies. We create our own opportunities. We create our own banks. So if you have a business, if you have a product, if you have a service, 2 things. I want you to put it in the comments, because we want to put you on the screen, because we want other Black people to be able to work with you. Not just Black people, but everybody. We have people that come on here that say, hey, I'm not Black, and we welcome you to watch our program. But this is something that we're doing to help us. This is to help you become financially astute. So if you have a business, a product, or a service, put it in the comments, and we're going to put it on the screen and share. Also, my good girlfriend, Tiara Williams, Miss Black Hollywood, she's creating a directory. And so we're going to have a directory with all of our Black businesses, and they've been pouring in. So thank you very much for sending them to her. But if you have a business, we want to put it in the directory right here, info@realvirtual.net. Send your business. And she's going to tell you how to send your business. You're like, don't just half-ass send your business name, send your actual business, because we want to be able to promote you. The only way that we can't depend, nobody's coming to save us, Black people, nobody. It's time that we understand that the last 50 years we've been in a slumber, we've been asleep, and these motherfuckers wasn't really out for us. They were pacifying us, but they done fucked around, and they awakened a sleeping giant, which is us, because they really underestimated us. They really don't know how powerful and resilient that we are, and when we do come together, we are a force. But that's why J. Edgar Hoover said the biggest threat to America was Negro unity. They don't want us unified. But y'all, they didn't fucked around and gave us the internet. Okay. So I want to bring my good girlfriend up here, because I want to talk specifically about some things that are really going to hurt you, Black people, and that affect you the most. This is the lovely, the beautiful, the amazing. I didn't listen. Okay. I see you with the red lipstick. Before we came on here, Tiara, I didn't see you. You had your camera off because you wasn't ready. So you're looking good, sis. You're looking clear. Let me hear your voice. Sound check, mic check, mic check.
La 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 la.
Oh, you sounded good. Like all the things. I love it. And okay, I love the beanie. You doing it all. Okay, I love that. What's happening?
I just had to come to the gym, no matter what's happening in my life this morning, y'all. I'm telling you, so much has been happening, as we prepare for, our Miami Millionaire training with Dr. Boyce Watkins. And, I'm putting together presentations and trainings, and all kinds of things are happening. So y'all, I'm tired. So this morning, I feel like right before I get here in the morning, I'll be like, oh my God.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you business right now. She's talking to me while she's getting there. She said, I am naked right now. And I was like, really, Tiara? Like, really? You just gonna be talking to me while you sitting up there?
But the camera don't be on. Listen,
the camera don't be on. No. We just be talking. So we get our girlfriend tea on before we get on here. So she's like,
Yeah,
girl,
I've been
I'm
trying to
naked.
get dressed.
I'm trying to get
That
dressed.
was
I'm trying to get my
TMI.
shit
See,
together.
right, that was TMI, y'all. But putting my good business in the street. But yes, I'm getting dressed. She's trying to figure it out. She'd be like, I just got out the shower. So we, no, in no way, shape. Remember when you answered the phone in the shower? I was like, just don't answer the phone. It's fine. Like, you really want to talk to me today? Like, you really want to talk to me?
Call me later. No,
Just
girl. What's up?
yeah. And she was like, I can't hear you. I'm in the shower. Can you hear me? So what you want to talk about today? Constance, it's okay. We don't. It's okay. We can decide afterwards.
Oh my God. So how was your evening? What did you do?
I went and worked out because I
Okay.
told you I'm trying to get my life together. I've been trying to so y'all, I don't know if you know, and I don't know if I told you, but I've been doing this no salt, no sugar, no processed foods, right? I
Yeah.
started the year that way. And now that we're still here, like it's like I can eat the littlest
You didn't
things.
give up on, what did you say, Quitters
Oh,
Day or whatever
yes,
it was that?
Quitter's Day. Quitter's Day is the second week in January. That's that second Friday in January is known nationally as Quitter's Day. So
Okay.
I didn't give up. I didn't quit.
I love
But
it.
now, y'all, when I try to eat anything, it tastes too salty, too sweet, or too processed. So now I can't eat it because it
I
just
love
tastes
that.
nasty.
Does it do something bad to your stomach too?
Yes, like all of the things. I can't eat it. So now I'll be like, I
Okay.
guess I'll make this vegetable soup.
But
Like
you can eat that.
just
Food don't taste good. I need
it
that
don't
in my
taste the
life because food
same.
be tasting hella good to me.
I know. I used to listen. I went to a restaurant and I had for Valentine's Day, I took Lauren to a restaurant. I told you she was ordering $35, $45 plates, all the things. And when my food came, it was too fried. It was just too greasy. My stomach hurt the next day. Like I just felt it. Like right when I went running or when I went to the gym, I just felt all of the grease. So I just don't know. And I
That's a
sent
good
the French
thing. That's
fries
a good
back
problem.
because they was too salty.
That's a good problem to have, though, honestly. Like, I wish that I didn't crave that type of food. I wish that, like, that didn't turn me on because it absolutely does. It, like, really, I
What are we
really like food a lot.
49 days in?
Oh,
What?
yeah, no,
I
that's
started on
great.
the 1st of January. It's February 19th. So we have 30 days we had 31 days of January, 30 days, 31 days of January. So I'm about like, somewhere around 50 days.
Yeah, and I don't understand how, like, people who are vegans who've cleansed themselves, or people who do that. How do they then incorporate that back? Like, why? How do they start back eating it if it's so good?
So let me tell you what happened. Right? I had went vegan, y'all, for like 8 months. So listen, I'm the girl that does all of I do all of these things. I'd be like,
So
I'm
that's
juicing
good.
for a month. I'm a 30-day juicer. Like I'm that girl. I live in right. I live in LA. It's the culture, right? You go run, you eat kale, you have celery with peanut butter on it. Like I'm that girl, right? So I said I'm gonna go vegan. So I went vegan for 8 months. And I was like, I had turned into a carbivore, meaning that I was just eating carbs instead of eating anything else, right? I was like, oh,
Oh,
it's
you was
not,
blowing up.
yeah, I was getting fat, right? It wasn't even, it was like, I couldn't eat greens. The first month I did well. I ate greens for the most part. But then afterwards, I was like, I need something else. So I started eating
Yeah,
carbs, mashed
my
potatoes. Just
fave, my
potatoes became the
fave. Oh,
so it
oh.
was this one day, hallelujah. I went to a barbecue, and my favorite thing is beef hot dogs, right? It's like my favorite thing. On the grill was like some hot dogs that was like turning over, like eat me, eat me. Right? Every time they like rolled over, it's like Tierra. I was like, I'll take three of those. And then afterwards,
And it was a wrap.
I
It was a
wasn't
wrap.
vegan no more.
You start greasing. Oh,
Man, it was the best hot dogs ever.
you probably
And
had a little tear coming down.
oh man, I was like, oh, they look so good. It was like brats, like the big ones. It was like,
Ooh.
eee.
And you had 3 of the mugs,
I had 3 of them.
and there was no turning back after that.
No,
I
I mean, I guess
understand.
now I'm not really doing a whole lot of meat because the meat tastes salty, and I know you be seeing my email or my messages when it's like they take chicken and dump it in chlorine in order to get like the water added chicken. It's like chlorine water. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, it's like with all the diseases that we end up getting. And we did a show about that a few weeks ago about,
Mhm.
what happens with processed food. And y'all, what I discovered, my biggest takeaway from that show was that black men, no, that men were getting erectile dysfunction at 40. So that right there will make you want to change your life.
Listen, let me make you these vegetables. You want broccoli
That right
tonight,
there will
baby?
make you want to cook for a ninja because we can't have that. Well, I'm cooking you vegetables, no
Right.
processed food, brother.
Mm-mm. No, you can't have that. Is it grass fed? Is it?
That right there, buddy.
uh, girl.
What's up, Blaxican watching from Mexico? And then Keisha said, "What's up with your fingers? You got into a fight? Listen." About 10 years ago, I stopped daydreaming about fighting. I used to daydream about fighting. I used to daydream. Like that was my thing. Like I was. So anyway, I didn't fight. So somebody bought me some roses about a week before, and then over the weekend, I was cleaning out the vase, and the vase broke. It was a big, thick vase, and it cut two of my fingers, and it almost cut the tip of this off. So it's really, really bad. So I wasn't fighting. And I don't fight for anything but love these days. I just fight for your love. You know what I'm saying? I ain't fighting.
Wait, wait a minute, friend, real quick. Before you fight for anybody's love, one day it's a vase, the next day it's a vase. Is it a vase or is it a vase? I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm not sophisticated today because I'm talking about fighting. Yesterday I was talking about. Yesterday I said I was cleaning a vase.
When she told us this story, she was like, "I was cleaning a vase." I was like, "Oh."
Today we talking about fighting, so I was cleaning the vase. My dude, my dog,
My G.
my G.
Okay.
Yo.
Be
Okay,
serious.
my bad. So I'm a little handicapped. It is tough. It really is tough not to be able to fully function in the way that you want to, because now I'm typing like this. So it's tough. It's really tough. But so yesterday, oh my God, y'all. Oh my God. I was so freaking proud. Listen, my son, he made me so proud yesterday. So my son was speaking on a panel. My son goes to Hampton University. I got two sons in college, one at Jackson, one at Hampton. Yeah, HU. And so he was asked to speak on a panel for a fintech company. And so he was talking about, generational wealth. Listen, I just want to cry. He was talking about generational wealth,
Come on.
closing the wealth gap, financial literacy. And so when he told me that he was going to be speaking on that panel, I was just like, oh my God, this is my boy right there. The one that looks like me. I'm sure you could probably see the one that looks like me. That's him over there looking like Men in Black. So he was on this panel. And so I was so proud of him. And, my son's been doing this for a while. When he was 12 years old, I bought him the Dr. Boyce Walk and Stock program. And he took I gave him $1,000. And I said, if you take this, I told all my kids, if you take this class, I'm gonna give you $1,000 to invest. So he took the $1,000. It took him about 2 years. He made $8,000. Let me show you the video. I got a video of when, as soon as he took the class.
Warren just finished this Dr. Boyce Watkins children investment seminar. So Warren, tell me what you learned.
So I learned about investments, money.
What kind of investments?
Well, investments, I basically learned about stocks and stuff, where when you're investing, you're basically buying a part of a company, and you can buy shares in that company. Mm-hmm. And so the more shares you buy, the more money you can get.
By you completing this module, what's getting ready to happen?
I'm about to get $1,000 to use to invest in stuff, and I'll keep the money.
So you're going to keep the money, $1,000?
Yeah, but I'm investing it with it.
Tell me about liquidity.
So liquidity. So liquidity is basically, okay, I just learned about liquidity. It's how easy you can turn money that you get stuff into cash.
So, what do you expect to make from the $1,000 investment that you're getting ready to have?
More than $1,000? $10,000.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. How long is it gonna take you to do that?
I don't know. A while, because you can't get money overnight.
All right, son.
That boy just fills my heart, which all my kids do. And so I have my youngest son, when I was talking to him in the car about financial literacy, I was just like, we were driving home from the gym and I was like, first of all, he's talking to me. That one don't even talk. So then he's talking my language. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to stop driving. So I was like, let's go for a drive. And I was just driving like 2 hours. Like we were just talking. And it was wonderful. So I was so proud of him that he did that. So in 2000, he took I had a $7,000 portfolio at that time. And in 3 months, he made $40,000. My boy right there. Yeah. And so then he ended up doing a group called Stock Tips with Warren. And people paid him anywhere between $5 and $20 a month. And he had like 200 people in his group. Right. And so he was just teaching stock tips. And he would just go in there. He had a Telegram group, and he would go in there and he would just give stock tips and people would invest. And we had great testimonials. People were like, since I've been here, I've made this amount of dollars. I made that. And so he was doing that. And then he started liking girls, and it was like, because he was 16 at the time. Then, that came. So, but that just made me so unbelievably proud. So that was the highlight of my day yesterday. And then last night we did the B1 real estate training. And so we're transitioning that into, now we're getting ready to get into developing. So we're teaching Black people how to develop land, and I'm excited about it because we're going to go in there as groups, individuals, partners, and we're going to start developing land all over the country. And so this is still available. This is a year-long cohort. This is available to everybody. Just go to b1realestateMastery.com. And there's a coupon code to get like half off. I think it's B1RE Mastery. So if B1RE Mastery referral. So if you're interested in joining the B1 Real Estate Mastery program and you want to become not just an investor, because we're doing investing, we're doing fix and flips, but we're also developing, which is next level type shit. This tycoon type shit. It's not just, I'm not showing you how to just fix and flip, but now we're going to be developing land. That's where we are. And it just is in alignment with what we believe here, with Fly to Be Money, Black Business School, all the things that we're doing to build Black wealth, Black real legacy generational wealth. We're doing this and we're keeping ourselves insulated, and we are working with each other. So if you're interested, go to b1realestatemastery.com. You can get that coupon, like 50% off B1 Mastery referral. But that was our training last night. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty much my night. My nights are pretty much filled with, training different things. And that's really my love. I really love training people. And I love talking. Yeah. I love talking to you, and I love talking to the people, and I love giving information, and, it's the giving and the receiving and all that stuff. So that's what life is, man. That's what life is.
Yeah. People are wondering Keisha's wondering if he still has the group on Telegram.
I told him he needs to restart it, to be honest with you. So he might be restarting it soon. And if he does, I'll bring him on. But, even when he was 16, he was on people's podcasts, and, he was teaching how to use Robinhood. And so I was just really, really, proud of him. And, I'm just trying to groom my children just to be financially astute and have a financial IQ. And so, I heard a little bit of the video. He was talking about they talked about, what did you learn financial literacy in your home? And he was like, yes, my mom said it was really important. And I was like, yeah, they're listening. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Because everybody in the world could think you're great, but they don't know you. They don't get up with you every day. They don't see you at your worst. They don't see you at your best. They don't know anything. But when your kids respect you, they love you, they follow in your footsteps, they think that you're doing something really great, that trumps everything. Now I love the kudos and accolades from everybody else, but there's nothing like getting them from your family. So
I agree. You did good, Mom.
Thank you. I love my babies. Even though they trifling and lazy and all that stuff, I still rock with them ninjas. Yeah. So let's get to it, because I've been reading, last week we talked about the CFPB and what they were here for. And, we all have banks. Hopefully we all have banks, or we have, you got to put your money somewhere. There are a lot of people who are putting money in their mattress. Do you know people who putting money in their mattress?
I do, or a safe in the closet. Yep.
I did that, and my reasoning for having my money in the safe was because the dispensary, like Elon Musk dad said, we had so much money I couldn't fit in the safe, so I did too. But my safe was this small, so it's a difference. It wasn't like the safe like that where we had this money. It was like the safe was this little, but I was punching that money in there. But your money really doesn't do really good in these banks anyway. And now with the CFPB rolling back their protections, because the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau was there. They were a watchdog group for us, for me, for you, right? Mm-hmm. And it was implemented after the 2008 crash, because there was so much predatory lending going on. What do you see when you go to Black neighbor communities? You see check cashing places, you see church's chicken, and you see liquor stores.
Yep.
And check cashing places are so predatory. Mm-hmm. But guess who were the biggest benefactors of the check cashing places and why they had them in our neighborhoods? You. And so they're charging all these fees. Some of them were hidden fees. Banks were doing the same thing. Banks were charging, you remember at a time, banks were charging $35. And the way that they would set up these fees is you would have the money coming in, but the way they would set it up is they would still charge you. Even though they saw the money coming in, they would still charge you. And then they would end up, you have a $5 charge. They're charging you $35 for this $5 thing that you didn't have enough money for. Maybe you slid your card and you didn't know that you didn't have the money, or maybe something happened, or maybe you had a recurring charge. Yeah. $5, they charge you $35 for it.
Yeah.
And so what was happening is the CFPB was catching this, and they were finding these banks millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And they were protecting us. But as soon as Trump got into office, he threw them away. And so in December, let me tell you, the CFPB was getting ready to roll out this overdraft rule. And let me pull it up because this is very important. This just happened in December. So it said today the CFPB took action to close down outdated overdraft loopholes that exempted overdraft loans from lending laws. The agency final rule on overdraft fees applied to the banks and credit unions with more than $10 billion in assets, blah, blah, blah. And they said far too long, banks have exploited a legal loophole that has drained billions of dollars from the Americans' deposit accounts. The CFPB is cracking down on these excessive junk fees. So today's action, it closed the large bank regulatory loophole that exempted overdraft fees as a finance charge. So they were using overdraft fees, and they weren't using it as a finance charge. So basically they were charging you more, and they had different ways that they were charging you for one particular thing. So what CFPB was doing, and this was supposed to be implemented this year, now it's gone. They're going to cap the overdraft fees to $5. So you are only going to get charged. Remember that $35? Now it went down about $10. They're going to cap the overdraft fees to the $5. And they were capping it above the banks that wish to offer overdraft protection as a convenience rather than a profit center. They were making them do that, right? So right now, overdraft protection is a profit center. They were changing it so that they were going to go make it a convenient service, right? And they're charging them a nominal fee, $5. And they had to disclose the terms of their overdraft loans, just like other loans. They were collecting billions and billions of dollars from the American people. Yeah. And this was getting ready to get shut down, and it was going to take effect October 1st, 2025. But that is now gone with the CFPB protections gone. That's out the window. And not only that, Republicans are proposing that they increase their junk fees. So not only do we not have the protection of the CFPB that's looking out for our best interest, the Republicans are proposing to increase fees for the consumer. Now, if they work for the people, why are they then trying to charge the people? It's bananas. It is absolutely crazy. And so we're going to see a lot more people. So this disproportionately affects Black people because, a lot of times we're operating on lower budgets.
Yeah.
So we're being disproportionately affected by these overdraft fees. So it's going to increase it significantly.
That's upsetting. That's upsetting. I don't want to listen. That's upsetting. I mean, I can think about myself being young and broke and trying to, being young in my 20s here in Hollywood, trying to figure it out, swiping cards, trying to get gas, trying to, and being charged those overdraft fees. And
even
like you said,
now,
we've
right? So
all,
sometimes
right.
it happens.
Right. Sometimes, there's an account that I use and I don't transfer the money over in enough time. I'm like, dang it, let me, so
Yep.
that's really upsetting.
You could be fully like just responsible and still get hit with fees, and they could end up being, and then they'll put them back through, and that's another $35, and then so it just keeps going and keeps going, and then you end up, now you're negative in your account, and then they end up reporting it to the credit bureaus. They'll close your account. It could be a $5 transaction. Now you're in debt hundreds of dollars. Now your credit's messed up. I mean, it's just across the board, it's bad. Yeah. And so here's let me just give you a list of what it saved the average person. Okay. So the CFPB overdraft fees dropped 40%. Payday loan regulations saved borrowers hundreds of dollars per loan. Late fees on credit cards were reduced, saving consumers an estimated of $9 billion. And this really affects us because higher fees mean less savings. It means fewer investment opportunities. It means less cash flow. It means more reliance on credit. And then for us, that ends up increasing the wealth gap. It ends up widening the wealth gap because of all of these other factors. Look, we barely, we're barely scraping by. Inflation is up. How much you say eggs was?
The last time I went, it was $16.
So
last
the price
time
of
I went
eggs
for an 18 count. I'm going back to being vegan.
Why do you need to pay how much?
$16.
Why do I need to pay $16 for 18 eggs? Like, is this a golden chicken?
Right.
Right? So so when we talk about the American people, of course, again, when America gets the cold, Black American catches the flu, right? And so these fees, we're always disproportionately affected because we're starting off, at a deficit compared to our white counterparts, right? And then you have inflation that's increased, the price of eggs that's increased, our incomes haven't increased, but guess what has? Our credit card debt has also increased.
Right.
So people are paying, they're using their credit cards. This contributes to the Black debt problem, right? Because now and Black debt is the antithesis of Black wealth. So we're trying to build wealth, but then we're all just to keep our heads above water. We're creating this debt for ourselves because everything is so high, we're living off credit cards. And credit card usage is up an astronomical, I think $1.13 trillion. Credit card debt is at an all-time high right now. Yeah. Black families are using credit cards for their rent, for food, for daily essentials, and not just luxuries. So interest rates are climbing. Now we're going to see an increase of junk fees that are added that we don't even know. Hidden fees, because CFPB was finding these hidden fees. They were finding these hidden fees, and they were finding these big banks, and they were putting money back into the pockets of the consumer.
Yeah. So tell me this, because I understand. I'm still trying to understand, and really, it's only been a month, it's only been a month, right?
It doesn't feel like it.
Oh my God.
Years.
Oh my God. It's so stressful sometimes. But the whole idea of regulation or ending any sort of regulation, is supposed to benefit, it's supposed to work for it's supposed to work for the American people and cause like economic growth, business expansion. And I'm just still trying to figure out like the two, like when you're not regulating things, it is good for the businesses, but it's not good for us. Right. So I'm just trying to still understand like the benefit of all of these the rollbacks on regulation. Yeah,
it doesn't benefit us at all. Reagan came out with the trickle down effect, right? So if you give the tax credits and the tax breaks and all the loopholes to the businesses, to my rich buddies, then it's going to trickle down. But what we know, and economists will tell you, that it never trickles down to the American people, to the average people. So it doesn't work. Deregulation is good for people like me because it doesn't handcuff me in my business.
You do what you want.
Products or services for my.
I could hear you.
We're trying to offer. God damn it. We're trying to offer different products or services for our business, right? So deregulation is good. So what happened in 2008 is after the financial crisis, when they started regulating things, they just over-regulated, right? There's no happy medium between Democrats and Republicans. Either it's not regulated at all or it's overly regulated. And so then there's no room for businesses to grow. And then it kind of handcuffs everybody to really be able to operate. So, but then when you have the Republicans in office, they say, no, we're going to deregulate everything, which means there's no there's no protection for the consumer. And at the end of the day, they work for the American people. How are they then working for the American people if they're not protecting the American people? Yeah. The CFPB was a watchdog for the American people. What reason? There was no good reason that they gave outside of that. And the CFPB was actually bringing money to the federal government because with the fines that they were giving to these big banks, they were finding them and it was bringing money into the economy. Mm-hmm. So not having the CFPB regulating, bringing money to the economy, bringing money to the government and bringing money to the consumer. Now, how is that helping the economy? How is that helping the consumer? It's helping the corporations. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. So it's unfortunate because, again, we're the ones who are most affected by what's happening with the debt, right? Because debt, like our debt is much higher on average than everybody else. And that's the reason why we end up losing our wealth. So if we look at how to really, before we do that, one of the things I wanted to do is last week, Tiara, I introduced Woke Wednesdays. Mm-hmm. And so you weren't on here last Wednesday because I said, you know what, I want to talk to the people really quick and I want to really take back this word woke. And the reason why I said that is because I just got so upset with hearing Donald Trump talking about, the whole woke thing, and they've taken our word and they've bastardized it and they've used it against us. Let me just show you.
Woke is bullshit. I don't know if you've been watching, but we got rid of woke over the last 2 weeks. Woke is gonzo.
So we took over the Kennedy Center. We didn't like what they were showing and various other things. We're going to make sure that it's good and it's not going to be woke. There's no more woke in this country. This woke has cost us a fortune and cost us our reputation.
I don't like the term woke because I hear woke. It's like just a term that half the people can't even define it. They don't know what it is. A lot of things going on with our military, with the woke and all this nonsense. They're not learning to fight and protect us from some very bad people. They want to go woke.
Woke means you're a loser. Everything woke. It's true. Everything woke turns to shit.
That just pissed me. I just want to fight him. I just want to punch him in the face.
The woke. I mean,
they've taken our word, they've bastardized it, they've demonized it. And this is our word that's been in our community since the 30s. I did some research. The term was first used in a song when the 5 Scottsboro boys were accused of raping a white woman. And there was a song that was called Stay Woke.
Stay woke.
It was telling black people to stay, and we've been staying woke for the longest. And so these white people have taken it, and now this is what's happened to our word.
The woke.
This is what's happened to our word.
Just insert black people every time you say the woke.
That's it.
Like that's what I did. Every time you play it, I'm like, oh, the woke. Yeah, the woke is.
Yeah. No. So we woke now. So I said, you know what? We're gonna take our word back. And we're gonna claim it. So just how we've taken the N word and we've made it our own. Let's take something positive that's back. That's just to tell everybody, let's stay woke. But when I'm talking about staying woke, I'm talking about staying wealthy. W for woke is wealthy. O is for outstanding. K is for knowledgeable, and E is for empowered. So I want you to stay woke. I want you to embody woke. I want you to be empowered by this word, and I want you to just use it. Incorporate it into every being of your. I want you to stay woke. Fuck what these Republicans are saying about what woke is, because this ain't what woke is. This ain't who we are. This ain't what we do. And we are woke, and we're gonna stay woke. We're gonna stay Black people. We're gonna stay wealthy. We're gonna stay outstanding. We're gonna stay knowledgeable, and we're gonna stay empowered. We're gonna live, and we're gonna breathe, and we're gonna all of that, right? So I had to educate a person that doesn't look like me about the word woke. They thanked me afterwards. Thank you. We got to educate these motherfuckers about what woke really is. Dr. Boyce is not the reason why we have Trump. So when we talk about the word woke, so one of the things that I want to just continue to embody is being woke and being wealthy and being outstanding and knowledgeable. I told Donald Trump, you know what, Brian Stanklin, I'm gonna kick your ass. So every Wednesday, I'm doing a woke Wednesday. I'm just giving you a financial tip or some type of tip that's gonna, kind of add value to your life. So let me just tell you what the woke Wednesday woke tip minute of the day is today.
Welcome to the Woke Minute. It's your girl, Constance Carter. This is where we will drop quick tips to build wealth, seize opportunity, gain knowledge, and empower your legacy. Here's the first rule of wealth. Pay yourself first. Now, family, wealth starts with what you keep, not what you make. So before you pay bills, before you splurge, pay you first. Set up automatic deposits, 10% of every dollar you earn into your investment or savings account, and you could even do acorns. You'll never miss it, but your future self will thank you for it. Now, stay ready so you never have to get ready. That's your woke minute, because when you stay woke, you stay wealthy.
That's what we doing.
I love that. As a matter of fact, in the last 48 hours, I said I have to be very better about paying myself in the beginning, because I pay.
Look how God be God. He just be setting alignments up.
Right. Because I'll pay my tithe. Like, I'll go to church, I'll pay tithes, right? And I'll pay bills, I'll do the things. I'll be like, I'm gonna just take a few dollars and I'll throw it in there. But like, literally, it's not 10%. And so I was like, I need to start taking 10% of everything that comes in and put it at least 20%, 20%, put it away, right? Send it away instead of paying the bills. Because I'm trying to be responsible in here. Like I said, eggs is more expensive. So it feels like it's a little harder to do that right at this moment. Like, certain seasons in your life where you're just like, okay,
I need to be more financially astute. Let me focus on this. Let me build this. And, there are certain things that I think, even at almost 50, I'll be 49 next week. But, certain things that I wish I would have adopted early on that life ain't over. So there's things that we can still adopt. But I think you should try to do 25%. But I said 10% because it's something that I think you won't miss. When you try to do too much, then you're like, oh shoot, let me go ahead and dip. I don't want you to miss it. I don't want this to be something that's taken away from what it is that you need to do. And that's the reason why Acorns is really good for me. I use Acorns. I've adopted it, and I've helped a lot of people start savings with Acorns. Like, I save so much money every year, because what Acorns does is every time you spend $1, it takes your change and it rounds it to the next, penny, which I 10x mine, right? So say you spend $10.50, it'll take that 50 cents and it'll put it into a savings account for you, and it will invest in the stock market for you, to ETFs, S&P 500, and it'll actually increase your revenue. So for my Acorns, I have money going in there. I have money. Now I have one minor. So he has a custodian account. I did it for all my boys because the custodian account wasn't around when my daughter was young. But now they, when they go out in the world, I say, okay, I'm bestowing this money upon you. And so, my son, he's on his third car. 2 of them were from him having this Acorns account. My 18-year-old son, when he comes home for the summer, I'm going to bestow his money upon him so he can go ahead and get himself a car. And then by the time my 16-year-old gets 18, he's going to have so much money, hopefully he'll take it, because he understands financial literacy, and he'll invest it in other things. But this is money that I don't even think about, money that I'm not seeing, and it's going into the savings account, and it's investing in the stock market. So if you can, I would definitely recommend you doing something, either the 10%, if you do 20%, that's great, or do some type of Acorns, because if you don't know how to invest in stock, which you need, because you need to save with compound interest. And here's the thing too, and I'm gonna be on my soapbox real quick. Having your money in the bank is not fruitful at all. Do not have a savings account in the bank anyway. because what they're doing is they are taking your money, they are investing your money, and they are getting compounded interest between 5 and 10% on the money that you put in the bank, and they are paying you 0.23% interest, and you're making nothing. So if you have a savings account, like anything that you're not using, do not put it in the bank. So put it in an Acorns account, put it in a stock. I also, in my Robinhood, I have money, I think maybe $50 a week or something like that, going to my Robinhood account just every week. And it's going into my, into certain stock, or maybe going into cryptocurrency. I think it's going to my cryptocurrency. Like $50 a week is going to my cryptocurrency. That's a recurring amount that I just have going over here that's making money for me that I'm not really noticing. But having these different portfolios and diversifying is extremely important. But the banks are ripping your ass off anyway. Okay.
So I mean, on top of that, right? Because if that counts, right? Because maybe I do $30 in crypto for the month, right? I'll just it'll be like $10, $15 going. So, I wasn't even really counting that in my mind. I'm thinking like Acorns don't count in my mind, but I'm glad that at least there's something happening, right?
Exactly.
So those things happen, right? Acorns, crypto, those things happen. But I mean, in addition to that, like, I feel like there's money that goes into an account for Lauren. I guess I'm not too far off, but I mean, in addition to that, I need something else. Like, I just want to make sure that for everything that comes in, I'm mindfully like putting it away on top of those things. Like, I want another.
It just makes you feel. It makes you feel good.
Yeah, like I just need to make sure that I'm like,
you're doing good.
I'm padded. $50
I think
here.
I think it's like the intentionality of, no, I'm putting this away, but you already are putting it away.
Yeah, I guess so. So. Just in addition to that, like in addition to those small things.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think that's great. And I think these are little things that people can start adopting right now. These are just small things, small steps, and then they can become big things. Like if you could, last night in our real estate, our B1 real estate mastery training is, what's the difference between $100,000 deal and $100 million deal? Nothing. It's the same process. Okay. So what's the difference between you doing a small amount and a large amount? Nothing. It's the same process. So once you get in the habit of doing something small, then as you increase, it's the same process. It's just getting in the habit and doing it. You know what I mean? So you're doing the right thing, Tiara. It's just, just continue doing it as, your money grows and your net worth grows, and you'll be able to do more. And then you'll be used to, sort of the diversification that you're already doing. I think that's great though. Yeah. I want to give you guys a few ways to protect your money. Okay. So I want you to listen very closely with what the rollback of the CFPB rollback. It's important that you do a few things. Okay. So be vigilant about checking your bank account for new fees and switch to credit unions or fintech. And I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. Okay. You can also negotiate fees. Okay. Banks will sometimes waive them. I've done that many times. Them $35 NSF fees will kill your life. Yeah. I've got on the phone many a times. Sometimes they be like, Miss Carter, you did it last month. You can't do it again this month. Right. But you can call and you can negotiate that. Okay. You can use financial tech, fintech alternatives like Chime or Cash App. And we're going to talk about that in a minute because they don't have predatory fees. All right. Make sure that you do balance transfers, low interest options, shop around for better rates. Get you a side hustle. Find ways to supplement your income. We talked about that a couple of days ago. And then also cut unnecessary spending. So the thing about it is I have an app called Rocket Money. Do you use any budgeting apps?
No. I just budget.
Okay.
I just budget like a throwback. Like I don't put it into a. Go ahead.
No.
I have a big board right here that tells me what, I have to see it every day.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. But I want you to download Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a great app. I've been using it for years. The cool thing about Rocket Money is it allows you to get a snapshot of everything that you got. You attach all your bank accounts to it, and it shows you all your spending in one place, and it shows you what your net worth is. So it has my properties on there. It has the money I have on there. It tells me, your net worth. No, your net worth ain't shit, or it is shit. I mean, either way, right? It lets me know where I stand. It's also pretty scary because last year, like, remember I told you I took a couple of years off. I wasn't spending like I took a couple of years off, right? My spending stayed the same. So I'm looking at my stuff and I'm spending like $30,000 a month.
Yeah.
And my money ain't the same as it used to be. And so I had to stop looking. I was getting a little stressed out. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I was like, okay, I got it, but it was good because it keeps you accountable. You maintain accountability if you're able to see it. The other thing that Rocket Money does is if you have subscriptions, a lot of times we have subscriptions that we don't even know about. So we pay it every month. We might be paying for cable and like last month, I stopped paying. No, my credit card changed, and so I'm looking at YouTube TV, and my kids are like, "Mom, where's YouTube TV?" And so I was getting ready to start it back up. I'm like, "Shit, I'm paying $80 a month for YouTube TV, and I'm paying for Hulu, and I'm paying for Netflix, and I'm paying for all these other things, right?" So having this on there, it lets you know all these things that you were paying for. And why am I paying for cable and paying for, all of these other things too? So, you gotta, it shows all of that. It shows you how to delete accounts like that, how to stop subscriptions. It'll go and do it on your behalf. It tells you how much you got going out and how much you got coming in. And it gives you, it's just great. So if you guys don't have it, that's free. Like I don't get no kind of, referral or anything like that from Rocket Money, but it's a great app to really be able to look at everything and budget. So download that app today. I also talk about how to really save and budget and do all this stuff and increase your net worth inside the Grow Your Money Club too. I have different training programs that take you through the process of how to get your credit together, how to decrease your credit card interest. When you're paying the minimum on credit card interest, you're paying compounded interest. What does that look like? If I got $1,000 credit card and I'm paying the bare minimum, it's going to take me 20 something years to pay that mug off. And I'm going to pay $5,000 in interest above the $1,000. Yeah. So how do we really become financially astute? So inside the Grow Your Money Club, go to growyourmoney.club, take some of these trainings, y'all. This is going to help change your life. And everybody that, the feedback that I've gotten is that this stuff is really, really, really good. It's the stuff that I live my life by. So go. And then actually inside, because you're part of that 7, you have access to the Grow Your Money Club. So all of these trainings are in there. So, but budgeting, go to Rocket Money, download the app and start looking at your financial picture because it's important. How you going to know what you need to do if you don't know where you're at? Okay. A couple of other things too is maybe use some, and I'm looking at some fintech banks, some digital banking, because there is a difference in, they're not hitting you with these predatory fees. Maybe credit unions might be a little bit better. I have some accounts at credit unions, so maybe I may look into that as well. But I say take your money out the bank anyway and create your own bank. That's what I do also. So I have a good amount of money into a permanent life insurance policy where it generates compound interest. Yeah. And I could actually borrow from myself. So instead of me putting my money into a financial institution that's only going to give me 0.23% interest back, and then they're going to make money off my money, I'm going to take it out. And if I have a large amount of savings, I'm going to put it over here into this, my own bank, which I've created myself. And I'm yielding 5-7% interest. And so that same, say I have $10,000 in 5 years where I'm going to make 11 cents on my money or $11, I'm making $4,000 or $5,000 on my money because I have it in my own vehicle that's generating compound interest. Einstein said compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Those who know about it make money from it. Ray Kroc from McDonald's, Rockefeller. Those who don't know about compound interest, pay it. Your credit card. We're all paying compounded interest when we pay our credit cards, even your mortgages. So how do you make money from your money in using compounded interest? There's other vehicles that you can put your money into to where you're getting money back. Okay. Yeah. Some examples of some financial tech, some fintech opportunities. Chime, they don't have any overdraft fees, no minimum banking balance requirements, and they have early direct deposit access. Okay. Vero Bank, there's no monthly fees, no overdraft fees, and higher savings interest rates. Okay. Aspiration, they're a socially conscious neobank that offers free fee banking and cashback rewards. This is just my research. I haven't I haven't used any of them, but this is just being researching what kind of fintech banks can actually really help our people. Okay.
Yeah.
So the impact this has is it saves us Black folks hundreds of dollars a year in fees per year. And it makes it more accessible for those who've been historically unbanked or underbanked. Okay. And it also helps to increase us to access to credit and lower interest rates. Because we often face, when the financial crisis was here, and that's another thing that they're trying to take away with the CFPB is the monitoring, right? This is what Trump tried to do the first time too, is take back the monitoring. So when they don't monitor who they're offering predatory loans to, then they can't know that they're offering predatory loans to you, Black people. And so when we looked at in 2008 or in 2005 to 2008, when the mortgage crisis happened, me being Black and Karen next to me, we have the exact same credit score, exact same financial situation, but going to Bank of America, they're giving me the higher interest rate for no apparent reason other than I got melanin. And so CFPB was actually the ones that were kind of the watchdog watching that. Well, now we don't have those protections. Why? It's an attack on Black.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another shirt, y'all. Attack on Black. That's another shirt. That's another shirt. Attack on Black. I be dropping the bars.
Here's a question for you, because I mean, for a while, like basically over the course of last summer, when we sat around with our group, we talked about moving our money out of Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and moving it into a Black-owned bank.
Yep.
Right. And One United Bank, obviously, like Carver Federal Savings Bank. There's different banks out here that are Black owned. And so although I did not move all of my money, I did open up an account and I put money into that account. But what are your thoughts on that? Should we move all of our money out of those spaces and move it into Black accounts?
We should. In fact, I have a list of Black-owned banks right here. And if you are, if you're looking at this, definitely take a picture of this right now. So here's like 10 Black-owned banks, and then here's another 10 Black-owned banks. Maybe not 10 on the second page. But here's the thing too, is now it's more accessible than it ever has been to be able to bank Black-owned. You ain't got to go. I remember it's like, okay, we got to go in person to open up our accounts. Yeah. Now we have the technology to be able to open up banks with these institutions. Definitely bet on Black, because these banks are not only getting our money, but they're giving back to the community. Yeah. So that's the reason why we need to support. Okay, it goes back to each one teach one. As I effectuate you effectuate change in my community, and now we're all working together. And stop giving these white people our money that are offering us predatory loans and predatory fees. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we giving white people, like, it goes back to the white man's ice is colder. Yeah. They just gonna treat you bad. They just gonna spit in your ice when you're not looking. That's all they gonna do. And that's what we've been conditioned to think, that their situations are better than ours. It's that conditioning.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't trust. Some of the things people were saying was like, I don't trust. I mean, because it's not a big bank and blah, blah, blah. And I said, it's the same like, in order to start a bank, you got to go through, like you said, the same process. It's the same regulations. Like, we ain't just, it's not Tyrone and them just like, we gonna start a bank. Here, we got a building. Like, that's not what this is, right? So you
they have to actually go through. It's like saying this is a DEI bank, like a DEI doctor, like he doesn't have to go through the same training, or DEI pilot, like they don't have to go through the same training as everybody else. Yes, banks are the exact
even same. More like they got to go through more. It's even more strenuous because of the melanin.
Absolutely. Right? So, and then, even let's look at historically, they had the Freedmen's Bank where Black people were putting their money in the banks and they were stolen. Our money was stolen. Yeah. We had insurances, like during Black Wall Street, there was insurances that would not pay out. They tried to fight and get back some type of reparations for the destruction. And we know that the federal government was involved in Black Wall Street and they still wouldn't pay them out. But yet they can give Japanese people reparations for their internment in concentration camps here. They can advocate for Jewish people that in Germany, but they can't give us reparations, even for the atrocities of eminent domain. You think about that. You remember when Gaddafi offered Farrakhan $1 billion for Black people? They said no.
They said no. Clinton said no. Let's be specific. Like Clinton said no. Yeah. the man who got on Arsenio Hall playing the saxophone.
They said he was our first black president. Remember that?
Exactly.
Played
And
on
you
that.
know what he said when they tried to offer something to your black? But no.
No. Yeah.
Oh.
So every time there's an effort for us to move forward, the powers that be have always kicked us back. And this is one of the things that we really want to just bring awareness to, because there's a concerted effort to keep you oppressed. There really is. You think they not sitting around thinking about you? Guess what they are? Because that's why they come up with Project 2025. That's why they're trying to take our history out of the school books. That's why they're removing DEI, because they don't want you, even though it helps them more, all they thinking about is your black ass. So when you think about all the concerted efforts, and yet we still, 43% and 44% of us are homeowners, yet we're still investing, we're still thriving, we still have black communities, we're still doing our thing in spite of the concerted efforts against us to destroy us. We're still doing a thing. So that's why we should even be more, and I'm so glad that we're having this conversation. I'm glad that all the things are happening, which are kind of destructive to the nation right now, but it brings awareness to these conversations that needed to be had, because we were so comfortable in being comfortable for the last 50 years, black people. We're comfortable.
Maybe we can play this video of what at some point of what the Honorable Minister Farrakhan.
Yes, I seen that yesterday, and I was like, I was so
conflicted.
Torn.
Yes.
Did y'all hear what? Let me see. You sit
the minister. The minister basically said that Trump's presidency is good for us, and for the reasons, right? For the reasons that we say. But I'm just thinking, what it had me thinking about was our consumer spending. What we have, right? We know that 2% of our $2 trillion spending power is being used towards black businesses. So really, we have the money. I'm not gonna say we have all of everything we need, black people, but that's enough money. Right? Would it I think somebody said if we were a nation, we would be the 8th richest country, right? It was like we have the money. I feel like if we just patronize each other's businesses along with the internet, I'm gonna keep saying this, that is our reparations. Like, we can bring that back to our community if we're just more intentional, just thinking a little bit more about how we're using our money. I mean, I think Boyce does the financial consciousness in the mornings, and ever since he started those things, it's like just like having the consciousness to be like, okay, I have this money. What am I doing with it? Why am I doing certain things? How am I processing the way I spend my money? Like, what is my money? What are my habits? What are my thoughts around money? Is it, this is the only money I'll ever get? Or is this like invest, like how are we, how have we been conditioned to receive money? Really just thinking about it from a conscious place,
Yeah, everything that you said, I'm looking for that video now, because I want to roll it hot. That's what Gwen say. I want to roll it hot. That's your
roll it hot. You got to roll it hot.
Roll it hot
means roll it live.
Yeah,
but it's really interesting. It had me thinking. This is the conflict. Them taking everything, and I also saw something that Boyce put up. He said, "DEI is dead. Now it's time to build your own." Right? DEI is dead. All of these things, as we see it, are is this the solution? Right? Like, everything is dead. We don't have. They're saying like you got a bootstrap, and we ain't got no straps. Right?
They took our straps from us.
They took our straps from us.
Bootstrap.
Saying like, get it on your own, but we're not gonna put anything in place to make it easier for you. So I just think, at this point, we just gotta really tap into that consciousness and be like, okay, what am I gonna do? Where did you send it to
me at? I think that video's gone.
I sent it on Instagram.
I know. I'm looking at my Instagram.
Or was it Facebook? It might have been a Facebook.
I looked Facebook. Okay. But when I thought about what the minister said, because he said, he ain't mad at it. And I was just like, but when you think about his positioning, they've done everything they could to shut him down. They've done everything that they could to shut Minister Farrakhan down. So I see his position it's not in my Facebook either. I think they took that down.
You think that's a good deal?
I think they did. Look on your thing. But what he was saying was that, listen, that there needs to be a dismantling of the federal government in how it is right now. And he felt like, hey, it is what it is. And I was like, but what about DEI? That's what I said to you. What about DEI? And I didn't mean it in that, like, we're benefiting from DEI, but what I meant is the intentional attack on Black people. And he's saying, listen, there's going to be basically, I guess he was saying there's going to be casualties of war. But I also think that from his perspective, because the federal government has done so much against him, like he don't trust the current government, and I wouldn't put my trust in the current government. He doesn't trust the former government, and I wouldn't put my trust in the current government. So I mean, either way, I don't know that it's a good thing. I'm sure Brian Shanklin thinks it's great, but I don't particularly think what's going on is great. Do I think there needs to be a dismantling of the government? Absolutely. I mean, in a way, but you can't have crooks doing it. And then when you start attacking Black people, it's like, yo, you coming after the HBCUs. It's like, just leave us. If you did all that shit and you left us alone, I'll be good with it. But it's like you're intentionally coming after us. And that's the thing I have the problem with. You know what I mean?
Or intentionally coming after anybody that's not white, right?
Yeah.
I sent you the video also of the little Latino girl who unalived herself because, the kids at school were making fun of her, saying like, oh, your family is going to be sent back to Mexico or wherever she was from.
Yeah.
They're going to be deported. And she unalived herself. So it's really impacting our kids. It's impacting us. I think every day when we come, it's like there is a real fear here. And we're not fear mongering. We don't get on, trying to make you fearful of the future, because we know that God has us in the future. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. But but I will say that I just, I think that this is good for us. Like this dismantling of the country. I do believe it's a good thing. I just, the concern is, we haven't had to mobilize in a really long time. Like, I think that the way that the LGBTQ, like, I really respect the way that they get shit done. They marched a few years. They put some pressure on. They threw some money into it. They was out, and they got a lot of shit done, right? They was able to
off our backs, though. Off our backs. I said off of our backs.
Off our civil rights, right? So I think at this point we can take a cue from all of them and just figure out what this, how we can now mobilize. What do we do with this Black people? How can we be proactive? And I think where we start is where we spend our money. I think that's it. That's where we start. You got me thinking this morning, like, man, I just need to take all my little money and put it into a Black business. I need to just really make that transition once and for all.
Yeah. If we have no economic power, we have no power. That's what it's all about. That's the reason why Asians are insulated, because they have economic power. Yeah. If we have no economic power, Black people, we have no power. And so until we really understand that, and we change our mindset from becoming consumers to investors, and we have an investment mindset, not only are we investing in things that matter, that are going to grow our money, but we're investing in each other, because we are our biggest commodity and our biggest investment in our communities. If we can learn to do that, it's going to be a game changer, and we will be a force. Even though they try to put this propaganda in the airwaves. I was actually looking at something, and I wanted to have a conversation around it. 80% of the people who make the laws are white. 90% of the people who are in office, are white. 80% of the CEOs, all the people who put the music out, 80% of those people, they're white. So they're going to tell their narrative. They're going to do it in a way to propagandize us, to make us seem like we're the animals, we're the ones that are, we're the violent ones, we're the criminals. They're going to always put this narrative out. And we are going to, unfortunately, just like they've done with the poor and the uneducated, eating it up, believing it, and while they just getting richer. But again, they didn't woke up a sleeping giant, because we're having more of these conversations. And I see it so much that we're having so many more of these conversations, Tiara. And I'm proud of Black people. I'm proud of y'all for listening. I'm proud of you guys for engaging. I'm proud of you guys for taking action, like just being part of the Fly Nubian Money Club, right? Them coming on there, them investing their time, because that's an investment, their resources, right? Because if you want to make money, it takes money to make money. Yeah. So if you want to really make money, like I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars taking risks. Yeah. I've made millions of dollars taking risks. Yeah. So, but in order for me to make it or lose it, I've made more than I've lost, but I've lost my fair share. And it don't ever feel good to lose. It never feels good to lose. It always feels good to win when you're taking a risk. But I'm willing to take that risk and bet on myself. Yeah. And invest in the things that are important to me, that's going to yield a return. because I know that if I invest in me, I can't go wrong. So I'm going to invest in the Flying Nubian Money Club, right? I'm going to make sure that I go to those trainings on Saturday because we got a training coming up with my good girlfriend, good sis, Dr. Lene Javette, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I invest in that. I'm going to make sure I invest in the Grow Your Money Club. I'm going to make sure that I'm taking these trainings, and not only am I implementing, because I always tell the ladies in Net 7, it's not, don't just be hearers of the word. You got to be doers of the word.
Yeah.
So just sitting here listening to us talk is not enough. You got to take action, and you got to be very, very, very intentional about the actions and vigilant, because these motherfuckers is not playing with you guys. I got to let y'all, they are not playing with us. Yeah. So it's time to head out. You know what I keep forgetting? Oh, Boyce is going to kill me. Hopefully Boyce ain't watching, because I keep forgetting to tell them.
He be watching.
No, I know, because he be texting us like, hey, you forgot to.
You didn't.
Yeah. But we have a lot of, and please, you guys, because I don't want to get in trouble. And then I'm gonna just say, you know, Tara, you know what, boys, Tara didn't remind me to tell him to text Constance to Ace. I'm gonna just blame it on you. When he texts us on the side, I'm just blame him. I'm gonna be like, she forgot.
Listen, I don't produce this show. I just come. I love that though. I love to come to a place where I don't got to be like, did you run the video? Let's transit like.
Oh, you have no idea what goes on in behind the scenes on Fly Nubia Money. Oh Lord, it's a lot. Y'all have
this
no.
This one never listens to shit I say.
Let me tell you something.
I be like, let's go to commercial. She be like, and then that's when I was thinking. Y'all know she a talker. You know, I was really thinking about the black. I'd be like, commercial.
And they be yelling, commercial. Gwen, we have another producer, Gwen. Gwen, be back there. Come. It's a lot going on. And then we back there, like when we sit here on the panel, I'm gonna tell y'all behind the scenes. When we sit here talking to y'all, we're actually also talking about y'all. So it's a lot going on behind the scenes that you have no idea. And so there's not all that, production value going on here. But y'all, so for, trainings and for updates on all things Constance Carter, and to get notified when I come live. But I see Boyce saying sit the live notifications out because I didn't get one at 12:59. That's another thing is you will get a notification. It may not be before the broadcast. At some point.
You can watch the replay. If you're here watching the replay, hi.
Right.
Sorry you missed it. You could watch it live, but
text Constance to 87948. Tell them about the Fly Nubian Money Club and what we're doing over there.
Yes. So Fly Nubian Money Club is my baby, right? It's an extension of the Fly Nubian Money podcast that we have. I'm really committed to bringing experts in every industry to teach you skills. I feel like in this economy, especially with everything we talk about every single day, we have to be prepared. And Constance has already said it. We have to be vigilant. We have to really invest in these next steps in this next version chapter of our lives, right? And so I'm committed. My contribution is the Fly Nubian Money Club. We have Dr. Lene Javette, who is coming on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. She's going to teach us how to use those natural gifts that we don't even think about. Like if you cook, if you make, if you bake, if you do hair, if you, whatever it is that you do naturally without even a thought. And it's like, it's a brilliance. And I don't think maybe most people are looking at those things as a brilliance. It's like, people pay for this? Oh, I just make this.
Right.
I just make this. Those things can be big business for you and take you to 6 and 7 figures if you just learn how to use it. I would have never thought when I did because I had intention on, being who I am. But it's my creative skills, my writing, my singing, my acting. I've used all of the skills that I've learned in Hollywood. I've learned and flipped, and now I teach them to other people. How to create online, how to produce shows, how to, whatever it is creatively that people want to do, I can teach them how to do it. And I've also saw the creativity in business. So I would say that creativity is my genius. And that looks weird. My family be like, what is it that you do now? Like, how do you make money? Every time I'm at home on my computer, it's like, you ain't working.
If you ain't out there
Oh,
slaving, you ain't working.
right. So it's that thing that people look at you and be like, you ain't working, or you feel like this is not work. I love that.
Yeah,
I love this. I just would do it even if I got paid or not. We want to teach you how to monetize that thing. So
I love
you
that.
can stop, you know, slaving for minimum wage and really just grow your money, like Constance has been saying. So this Saturday, again, Dr. Lynette Javette is coming to teach us how to use that natural thing, strategize. She's a monetization strategist, so she's gonna teach you how to turn that thing into money.
I love
So go
that.
to Fly
I'll be
Nubian
on
Money
there.
Club. Yeah, go to flynubianmoneyclub.com. I'll put the link because sometimes people have issue with getting to it directly. We have a free 30-day trial happening. You know, what I notice is that a lot of people have been joining and they'll go to a training, and because it's only $69 a month, right? For the, you
Wow.
know, but people are literally coming to a training and then canceling their membership. I am committed to bringing people that can level you up. Don't cancel. Don't
Yeah,
cancel.
it's just gonna get gooder and gooder. It's gonna.
It's
I
it's
did a training in there. Miss Athena did a training in there.
seven-figure
Uh,
training. Every time it's valuable. How to sell. If you don't sell, your business is going to fail. Constance brought in a seven-figure roadmap to getting your money, right? And to making $1 million, like your roadmap to $1 million. Don't just come to a training and leave. Like, you can't learn that way. You can't get to seven figures that way. So I just want to flip our financial consciousness and the way we've been thinking about getting money. Don't come just to take, like, come. I
yeah,
want to, at some point, we are going to flip this into an actual investment club, and it's going to be headed by our very own Dr. Boyce Watkins. So he is my co-partner in this thing. But like, at when we hit a certain membership number, you'll have we'll have a private group, which we already have a private group now, but we'll have a community. We will start to invest and have accountability partners. I'm gonna be on your ass every week giving away free giveaways. Like, we really want to grow this thing. So I'm just saying to you, even though we have the numbers right now, don't come in and then leave. Like, we want you to stay and really get your money right.
yeah. No, that's good, good. And what the things that she was saying about Dr. Lene, which is my good girlfriend. This is what I do with the Net 7 Collective. I show so many things, right? But I am personally invested in coaching and mentoring the women. You know, and the goal was to just have 100, but now we're going to go beyond just having 100 Black women millionaires. And I know that there are a lot of ladies from the Net 7 Collective that watch us daily. They inspire me. I inspire them. We inspire each other. It's just a community of just dope ass, like-minded women that come
Yeah.
in. The other night, I taught them how to make jaw-dropping videos, and
Yeah.
so it's so funny because I was like, I already know by next week, you know, this person is going to have a whole video on her business, and she's going to have the voiceover. She's going to. So I'm really about not just being a hero of the word. I make sure that you are in action at all times.
Yeah.
And so if you feel like you would be a good fit for the Net 7 Collective, go ahead and go to net7bbs.com and sign up. And there are actually, I just got a list of folks Dr. B gave me access to yesterday. So I'm gonna reach out to some folks because you guys are on the waiting list. But if you went in there, we haven't forgot about you. I just got the list yesterday, and I'm going to be reaching out to you to see, you know, let's have a discussion, let's have a conversation, because it's really important for me to be able to help you to actually get to that seven figure and hold your hand through it and give you that accountability and give you
Yes.
all, you know, the tools and the resources and the foundation and the structure. So
Yeah.
that's one thing. The other thing is, if you cannot, because again, we've been talking about all of these things about what's going on, what's coming down the pipe, what's happening with your finances, how you can grow your money. You have to be willing to invest in yourself, guys.
Yeah.
Bottom line, you got to be willing to invest in yourself. You know, these conversations are great, but there's something about you going that next step. And I will tell you, because sometimes I've had scholarships of people who join in the Net 7 Collective, and the folks who have joined, who've been on scholarship that really hadn't had to pay anything because somebody paid for them.
They don't value it.
You don't
They don't
value
value
it.
it.
That's free.
Nope.
But I'm telling you, the people who paid the real money, those are the ones that are seeing results.
Yeah.
And just like when Dee Dee came on here with us a couple of weeks ago, she was like, listen, I paid my money. And she said, I have buyer's remorse. She said, I'm not even going to lie. I have buyer's remorse because I was a little scared. She said, but this was the best money I've ever spent in my life. And she invested in herself because she invested the money based upon, it sounds good. But when you're investing that type of money, you're like, oh shit, was this right? Was this good? And for people to walk away saying this was the best money I've ever spent. I have Dr. Emma Fraser, who's Dr. George Frazier's sister, a Harvard PhD, y'all. As a thought leader, brilliant, has been in cohorts before, has been a coach, has coached me, and said this is the best investment I've ever made. This is the best program I've ever been in. To have somebody like that on that level. And it's not because of me, but it's because of people like Tiara. It's because of people who are listening right now, that are part of the community. It's those people who make it what it is. It's not just me. I'm cool. I'm a connector. I'm gonna bring you some really, really good information, but it's the community of women. And so if you are interested in Net 7 Collective, let's talk.
Well, I want to say the reason why I joined Net Collective is because I just think it's important that people know. Obviously over the course of my career, I've definitely made money, right? But I think I made it in a way that's been like, I've been slaving, right? I've been chasing my celebrity clients. I've been getting, traveling around. I've been doing really cool things. I've been selling screenplays. But all of it has been laborious, right? I've had to, it's a service-based, it's very service-based. And I said, well, if I got to get up every day and make money with my hands or with my brain, or I got to meet with you, or I need to shift that. And so I've been around Dr. Boyce for the last 15 years of my life. We have been friends for the last 15 years. He's been like, just get on the internet, just sell some products, create some products. I'm like, okay. And I'll do it, but I'll not finish, or I'll do it and be focused on other clients, right?
In their projects.
In their projects. And that's really what it is. I'm not saying I'm not an executor, but I'm definitely if it's between me and Morris Chestnut, right? If Morris needs something, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna just go and finish this thing for Morris, or I'm gonna meet, it's just depending on who needs what. And so now that I've joined Net Collective, I think that is my intention, to just kind of shift the way I've been making money and make more. I can make more in my sleep. I've done well in life, but I can shift that and make more.
When I tell you, and we talk, because we talk offline too, but when I tell you how your ecosystem is going to just be flowing and you're going to be chilling like this, but she's gonna work because she likes to work. So she's gonna work. You gonna work because you like to work. But
I don't really need to do it. I don't really need. So the first thing that's digital for me, y'all, is the Fly Nubian Money Club, right? It's the first thing that I've done that's subscription based, and I work, even that I work hard. I'd be like, no, I want y'all to have the best of the best of the best of the best, so, I still work, but yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. And so now we're going to take you from working to having your money work for you. I want to give a shout out. We about to get up at it because we got another podcast in almost 30 minutes, but I want to give a shout out to Victoria Tyson. Victoria Tyson is the owner of Victoria's Kitchen, and she has a very popular soul food restaurant in Philly. She's also part of Net 7 Collective.
Hey,
and
Victoria.
Every time she come on, don't she be having that big old smile on her face after working in a grueling, and she has 2 locations, a food truck, and she does catering, and she does government contracts, and she did the Roots picnic, and she's everywhere.
Killing it.
And still comes on our calls with the biggest smile every Wednesday night. And I just be like, how do you do it? How do you have the energy? And so one of the things that we recently did is we made Net 7 Collective not just 12 weeks. So she was part of cohort 2, I believe, or maybe cohort 1 or cohort 2. So now she's, we've made it year around, all encompassing. And she's like, I just love the community. I just love being around here. But, she's like, I got to actually do some things. So she's like, so grateful for the opportunity that she's able to, really kind of do it again and really, implementing some more of the strategies that we talk about. But she's killing it. She's killing it, in and of itself. And we're doing some things with her business where she's going to be teaching other business owners how to create a sustainable restaurant. And so that's what we're
Wow.
working on for her. And it's going to be available all over the country for those who are interested in getting into the restaurant business. She's been able to do it, been able to successfully do it over the last several years. And now she's going to show you how to do the same thing. So that's what we're working on right now. That's what she's
I
going to
gotta
be.
bring her. I gotta bring her in the Fly Nubian Money Club.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So she's putting her program together now. Look at her. She's smiling down. I love you too. You know I love you. And so she's putting her program together now. It's going to be available, and she's going to have, for those of you who are interested in getting your restaurant on. Let's get up out of here. I love you guys. Let's do this Black History Month, and then we're gonna bounce. I'm sorry.
Before we do that, let's just let them know what we're talking about on Fly Nubian Money.
Oh yes.
So
What are we
I'm
talking about?
really excited about today's conversation. It's a little heavy, but I'm excited to have the conversation. So the other night I was thinking, like, with everything going on in terms of divisiveness and what's happening in the country, I wonder, is it the most dangerous place for Black men right now? Like, is America a good place for Black men? And we already know the hardships and the things that Black men face in terms of employment. I saw a video of a man saying, like, every time I walk down the street, if somebody's walking on the same side of the street with me, they'll cross the street. And not only does that make me feel bad as a person, but it also makes me feel like, what did I do? Like, we criminalize and demonize Black men for everything. If you look online, it's like, if this Black man is not taking me on trips, and if he's not making six figures, and if he's not doing this. But meanwhile, Black men have so many, it's so layered, it's so complex, their relationship with America, in terms of, it's in slavery, right? Let me get the Black man away from his family. Let me take him, let me beat him, let me buck break him, let me humiliate him, let me feminize him, right? And we've just seen all of these things happen. Let me take him, we talk about this, let me incorporate a system for welfare that takes him out of the home, and if he's in the home, he's going to be taken to jail. Mass incarceration. Black man, I love y'all, right? Like, y'all, you really do have to deal with so many things. Police brutality, Black on Black crime, because men have been conditioned to not believe that their brother is valuable. We've been conditioned through the music to believe that Black men are a nuisance, that they are the devil. Like, when they see each other, they don't see brothers, they see an enemy. And so with our Black men having to deal with all of that, is this the most dangerous? Now we got a situation where now you can walk out in the street, and because of the king of chaos, the Lord of division,
Ooh.
right? The Lord of division, he is, right, like, he's gonna make you, this dictator is trying to make us hate one another. And so the story that we've created about the Black man is detrimental, to our community, but also to him. And so I can't imagine what
We
this
love
makes
you,
Black
Black
men
men. We
feel.
love you.
We really do love you. And I didn't mean to get on my tailpipe or
No,
my
girl, I hope you on the show. Are you
my-
on the show today?
I am on the show, but like,
Yeah.
that's so, just making sure that you all know that we love y'all. But we're going to talk about it. Is America the most dangerous place for the Black man right now? And if it is, what do we need to do about that? Like, listen, to save the Black man, I'll be willing. I'll move to Ghana. We can move to the Caribbean, Jamaica, where we got to go to
Where
just
we going? What we
really
doing?
keep it safe. And I think we just throw Black men away. I really do. As people, we throw them away. We tell them, like, you got to make six figures, but they're in a country that doesn't even allow them, unless unless there's a few that get through, but, like, for the most part, it's really hard for them. And
How
so
can
we're
we
going to talk about that today.
celebrate you? How can we serve you?
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm excited about just having, I'm single, all the way single. But
Me
I think
too.
I was telling y'all, I'm really excited about having somebody that I can serve, that I can love, that I can pamper, and have that reciprocated, right? But I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to that. Because I love Black men. I love Black men. So I'm excited about having one that I could serve. And I can't wait to have this discussion in 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes. So Fly Nubian Money come through, y'all.
What's going to happen? I'm about to go use a bathroom. She about to go over to.
What am I about to do?
You about to go over to the other stage.
I'm about to go to the other stage. Okay, she don't know me yet. I'm about to go make some oatmeal because I'm about to go make some oatmeal.
She do be eating in the background. Okay, so she go. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
I'm gonna make some oatmeal.
When we go get it, we about to go to the other stage.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get ready to bring you another fabulous episode of Fly Nubian Money, which I'm looking forward to having this discussion. I love. So let's go ahead and do our Black History moment. Remember the Grow Your Money Club, and yes. Listen, being woke is a movement, y'all. So get these woke. Get your woke t-shirts, wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, empowered, or minding my Black business and mining my Black business. Okay. So these t-shirts are available. If you're interested, you can go to conversationtees.com. Do I have a Conversation Tees banner in here? Oh, go here if you want to get, if you want to get these shirts. But it's a movement, y'all. It's a movement, and we're going to be out here. We're going to be woke together. Fuck what these motherfuckers talking about a wokey and all that other stupid ass shit that we hear. Anyway, Daddy, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I had to say it.
Maybe just use the soft cuss words like damn or ass. Don't use the big
Don't say motherfucker and shit.
Yes, Constance.
Whatever.
Okay.
What's up, family? It's your girl, Constance Carter here, and today's Black History Spotlight. Today, we diving into the truth that often gets buried. How thriving Black communities built with hard work, resilience, and brilliance were intentionally destroyed due to systematic racism. We know about Tulsa's Black Wall Street, but that was just one of many. Now check out a few of these neighborhoods that were intentionally destroyed.
Bronzeville. This was a community in Chicago, Illinois. Let me tell you about Bronzeville. This historically Black neighborhood saw large sections demolished under urban renewal projects. The West End of Boston, this was a home to a racially mixed but economically stable Black and immigrant population. It was destroyed in the name of urban renewal. It was replaced with luxury housing, displacing low-income residents. Historically Black Bottom neighborhood was destroyed under the guise of urban renewal. This area was a home to thriving Black businesses and families, displacing thousands without fair compensation. Elmwood, this is in Syracuse, New York. This was a vibrant Black community. Families were forced to leave their homes with inadequate compensation, leaving lasting economic scars. So when you look at the Fillmore district in San Francisco in the 1950s to the 70s, this was once called the Harlem of the West. The Fillmore district was targeted for urban renewal. Over 2,500 Black residents were displaced and hundreds of Black-owned businesses were destroyed. After the white mobs destroyed the prosperous Black Wall Street in Ringwood, Oklahoma, urban renewal policies prevented Black residents from rebuilding. The area was later redeveloped for white-owned businesses. Gas Plant District in St. Petersburg, Florida. This was a historically Black neighborhood, and it was torn down to make a way for Tropicana Field, the home stadium of the Tampa Bay Rays. Residents were displaced and promised benefits for the community, but it was never delivered. The Haiti District of Durham, North Carolina. This known as prosperous Black neighborhood and a symbol of Black independence. The Haiti district was dismantled for construction of Highway 147. Residents were displaced and the community's economic base was destroyed. The Lower District, Hill District, a predominantly Black neighborhood, was destroyed to build the civic arena. The project displaced over 8,000 Black residences and destroyed over 400 businesses. And then you have the Rondo neighborhood, which in St. Paul, Minnesota. A tight-knit Black community was split in half by the construction of Interstate 94, uprooting families and businesses with little or no reparations.
Now, these were not accidents. They were deliberate acts meant to halt Black progress, steal Black wealth, and break Black communities. But family, our history also shows that we are builders, innovators, and survivors. So let's honor these communities by continuing to build and protect Black wealth. That's why we got to stay woke, wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, and empowered. Our legacy is too rich to be erased, and our future is too bright to be dim. Now drop a Black fist in the comments and pass this along to someone who needs to know this Black history.